Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another MTG Arena video. In today's video I am playing a mono white life gain deck. Now the purpose of this deck is to gain a bunch of life through really any means and then turn that into damage by using things like Heliod and Ajani's Pridemate. Overall it's a very simple deck, but it's fast and powerful. Why don't we jump right into the gameplay? Alright, so getting into this first game, the deck really wants to just win quickly. So if you don't win right away, you're probably not going to win. And looking at this hand, I don't really have anything that can gain me life. So I decided to mulligan, and this hand looks much better. I have a pretty epic curve here. Turn 1, I can play Healer's Hawk, which is a life gaining source. Turn 2, I can play Ajani's Pridemate, which will take advantage from the life gain source. And then turn 3, I should be able to play Heliod, which should then allow me to boost Healer's Hawk over and over again, which is pretty cool. Now, I actually decided to play Hushbringer and Healer's Hawk first because I figure, well, they have a bunch of flyers in the air. I really just kind of need to get a bunch of life gain so I can get my Ajani's Pridemate to be bigger, because at this point, since he's also playing a mono white deck, it's pretty much going to be a race to see who can arm their Ajani's Pridemate the fastest. And so by adding more life gain sources, I can do that. So you'll notice here I gain like 3 counters on Ajani's Pridemate, and then I'm using Heliod. I'm able to put 3 counters on anything, so I split them evenly. Now, what I probably should have done is like split this a little differently, but you know what? Honestly, it's fine. By splitting up the counters, it makes it so it's harder to choose a target. Now, he decides to choose Heliod, which I'm very thankful for because I have another Heliod in my hand. So, if I don't pull a land, I can just play Heliod next turn. Overall, this is looking pretty good. He's at 11, I have Heliod, and he's at 6, and now I have a pretty big army. At this point, I can kill him with just my flyers, so he pretty much has to board wipe. He plays Angelic Exaltation, and he loses because I can kill him. So the deck wins fairly quickly. There's no long, drawn-out gameplay. I'm not playing super control-y. I'm just playing this. Now, this hand's a risky keep if I do keep it, in the fact that I have a healer, and then by turn 3, I have nothing else. Like, I have nothing to take advantage of the healer until turn 3, but then I draw into an Ajani's Pridemate. What's kind of funny here is that I basically mirror his first move, and then he plays Ajani's Pridemate. And what's also kind of funny is that normally I use War of the Spark Ajani's Pridemate, but I didn't, and here I played the same exact art Ajani's Pridemate, so at this point our turns have been exactly the same. Now here, if he drops Heliod, I would have laughed because that's what I'm probably going to do if I can pull a mana, but he does not. He leaves the mana open. I managed to get my 3rd land drop, and I'm able to play Heliod. So overall, that'll just accelerate my, Ajani's Pridemate growth so that I have the advantage here. I also decided to put the counter on Healer's Hawk so my Healer Hawk is better than his, so we don't just keep trading. However, since that goes over 4 power, he's able to use Chop Down. He gets the banner, which will boost all white creatures, which honestly is kind of a pain in a mono deck, but it's fine. I have Linden, which is very powerful because it allows me to boost my Healer's Hawk before it even attacks. On top of that, I don't know why I didn't attack with Heliod. I guess probably I didn't. I guess I, at the time, was like, hey, I can block Ajani's Pridemate with it. Honestly, probably should have put a counter on it so that if he does heal at all, I could kill it. But either way, he uses that, which gives him indestructible. He attacks with everything, and I'm down to 8, which isn't very great, but I do have a 4/4 lifelinker, so at this point it's looking okay. But now he can start tapping my creatures, which is really annoying, because Heliod. And at this point, I just need more mana. That would really help. But I'm able to get, I have a 5/5 lifelinker, so I should be able to slowly, build up my army. I probably should have put that counter on Linden. Now he gets stupid Shadow Spear, which he can use to kill my Heliod, and I know that, but I kind of have to block with Heliod this turn. On top of that, it also gives the Ajani's Pridemate trample, so I can't just keep blocking with Heliod, even if he doesn't kill Heliod. So at this point, it's not looking good. This game is looking like a loss. He has a 9/8 trample lifelink that can get rid of indestructible, so I can't even use my indestructible creature on it. Now, I know that this is going to happen, but I have to block. So I decided to block like this. Of course, he's going to pay 1 to make it lose indestructible. And boom, I'm down and left on 1 life. Honestly, I don't know what I'm looking for here. I don't want any board wipes. I don't get what I want. I concede. So that's kind of how that game went. So that's sometimes how the deck can lose. If there's a deck that's faster or better, it can just hit over you a little bit. That was just kind of a mirror match there. Now, we move on to this game, and it's looking like it's not going to be a mirror match. It's going to be mono black, although at this point he's healed more than I. And honestly, I wasn't expecting him to take this trade because Death Touch. I figured he would assume that I would have a Ajani Pridemate, but either way, what's really cool is that Hushbringer kind of minimizes the effects of Ayara. All of these creatures would have been dealing damage to me as they enter, and because of Ayara, they're not. What's kind of also funny is that they kill it with Drag to the Underworld, and I'm able to just play another one. Overall, this game is looking like it's going to go pretty well for me. I'm gaining 2 life per turn, pretty much. And again, more and more enter the battlefield. Now what I'm able to do is get an Ajani's Pridemate, and he concedes, realizing that I have this really great engine where I can get lots of Ajani's Pridemates and heal a ton. So, yeah. Now, moving into another game, here I don't have a real good way of healing, so I decide to mulligan. Here I don't really have anything to turn my life into, but I do have a decent source of healing. I have the Myriad, and then I have Daxos, which will allow me to turn creatures entering the battlefield into life, which is pretty good. Once I get to 4, I will have an Ajani's Pridemate because of Ajani Strength of the Pride. But here you'll notice that he's already, he's starting really fast, which can be sometimes the weakness of this deck, is if my opponent can get out faster than I can, that's not very good. And yeah, so at this point, I'm just like, oh, I really need to draw a card. I really need to get 1 more white devotion on the battlefield. And then, of course, he plays Colossus, which honestly is just really annoying. I'm not super worried about it, but I do get my Ajani's Pridemate out. I gain life. It's a 3/3, and now I have a 2/5, so his 3/3 Trampler isn't that concerning to me anymore. And at this point, this attack doesn't make a whole bunch of sense here. And I decide to, block like that. I decide that even if he has some sort of trick, which he probably does, I don't really care. Of course, he gets stupid Embercleave, which is one of the most annoying cards in the game, but whatever. I'm able to create another Ajani's Pridemate, and then I'm able to, you'll see, I'm able to play the 1/1, and then I'm able to kind of just sit there. Now, Giant Killer is going to be kind of interesting. If he cast a creature, then I can instant speed kill his 3/3, which of course I do, and since I'm doing it at instant speed, he won't have time to re-equip the Embercleave, but he already spent his mana anyway, so that's not a worry. So now the Embercleave isn't in play for this combat, which is really nice. Now, he's going to attack with the 4/4 and the 4/5, and what I'm going to be able to do here is I'm going to be able to block the 4/5 with my, or the 4/4 with my 2/6, and then I'll be able to trump block Colossus, because Colossus doesn't have trample. The creature dies, Ajani's Pridemate grows. I'm able to play Fairy Guide Mother. I'm able to play Alcid of Life's Bounty, which is nice, and I'm able to play Giant Killer, which is all healing me a ton, and then it also is increasing the amount of life I gain from that. And if I can get up to 35 life, I can then board wipe his side using Ajani and then replace the Ajani on my side. So honestly, I'm looking pretty good here. Now he does have that Embercleave, which is pretty annoying, but I have Alcid, which will allow me to not die to the Embercleave, my 9/9. And it allows me to heal at instant speed because the creature will die and Daxos will gain life. So honestly, there's a lot of synergy here. So what I'm doing here is I'm blocking with the 9/9, and then I'm giving him protection from red, which will do one of two things. He'll gain life, so now he's a 10/10, and second, he won't take damage, or the double strike won't happen, which is really nice. Now I do get Heliod, which is pretty much the turning of the game, and he decides to concede because Heliod is broken. Now here's what happens, and I thought I'd include this in the video. He concedes, but I'm still in the game. And honestly, I didn't know how many wins I was at for the day, so when I left the game, because I actually had to shut down the game and then reopen it, I wasn't sure if it actually gave me the win or not, but at this point, I can't do anything. I can't pass turns. I can't, all I can do is leave the game. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, but before this video ends, I just have to say a couple things. First, if you want to see the deck list for this video, there's a link in the description down below. You can check that out. It's a pretty fun and fast deck. On top of that, there's also a link to every Theros deck I have gone over this this season. So since Theros of Beyond Death, you'll be able to see all the decks there. And on top of that, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.